Have you ever wondered what it looks like to the applicants when you send them your hiring ad or you're interested in them? Have you ever wondered what the actual process looks like from both sides of the field? Well, today I'm going to show you just that. I've got my girl Jen with me, Jazz HR, and we guys have prepared a long time for this. First, we had to create what we call a sandbox account, which is a fake Jazz HR account, so that we could apply. Then what we did is we went through the interview process together and took screenshots and set up the funnels and everything. And I welcome you all to steal this. Take copious notes, grab a pen and paper, save this video, share it out so that you know that it's on your feed. Do whatever you have to do. This video is going to rock your world, I promise. It's never been done, which is also why I'm so excited. And it's the fourth video in our training series. You see, Jen and I, if this is your first time, guys, Jen and I wrote a list, so I don't have to remember all of this because there's so much we've already showed you. We've showed you things like knowing what ads convert. That was in one of our first videos. How to get people through the funnel. The different phases of a funnel and like what to test for and why it's important to have them. We've talked about how to be competitive with your job descriptions, how to use workflow helpers, integrations that you can use to save yourself time so you can do background checks, personality tests, and even hook up your calendar. And we've also talked about the fact that, do you guys remember the turnaround time? 10 days is what the average restaurant has for a turnaround time. And I compare it to restaurants because pet sitting and dog walking is a blue collar job, you guys. And these are all things we've talked about. And if you're interested in it, when we're done with this video, all you got to do is go back up to the Jump Consulting page and click on video and you can see the playlist. And you can see all of the videos that Jen and I have been doing and pouring into you. It is my hope that even though the job market is very volatile right now and people are soon to be about flooding the market because their $600 a week federal unemployment is about to run out, that you, my friend, are going to save so much time with this. So that was a really long introduction, but Jen, how are you?
I'm good, Bella. Thanks for having me again. Having so much fun.
I'm just so impressed with, your company and your company culture and just the fact that you guys are so willing to just come play and that you're willing to like create that play account and help educate us and give us all these awesome ideas. I also want to say hello to whoever just said hello here. I'm not sure who that was. And are there replays? Yes, this is a Facebook Live, which means it's going to live on the Jump Consulting page. We are syndicating in a couple of different groups right now. So if you're in the groups, I encourage you, if you want to participate in the show and you also want some of the freebies and the extras that we're about to give to you guys, come to the Jump Consulting page because JumpyBot is going to pop up for you and give you some pretty cool things today. But JumpyBot can't cross the street. He can't go into the group. He can only be on the Jump Consulting page. So make sure that you're watching us on the Jump Consulting page feed. All right. So Jen, are you ready to get into this and do a little role playing?
Absolutely. Let's go play in the sandbox.
So I have a bunch of screenshots as I've been getting these. And you, my friend, are going to show us what it looks like from the actual employer. So I'll let you go ahead and share the screen. And everyone bear with me because not only am I playing host, but I'm also playing producer. So I've got to kind of manage two different things today. But Jen, take it away.
All righty. So I'm going to share my screen here now. See, here we go. Perfect. All right, and here we are on the employer side of things. So in Jazz HR, for those of you who don't know, we're an applicant tracking platform. You create your job in Jazz, it gets posted and advertised to a bunch of different job boards, about 20. You receive all your candidates in one place and communicate and track their progress with them all from this one place. So for instance, I posted this job for a dog groomer. That's what I needed. And I want to show you what the actual live job looked like that Bella applied to as a candidate. So you can see here is my job post for dog groomer. And it's very simple. We have a nice job description here on the left-hand side, talks all about the job, the responsibilities, the requirements, and then of course the schedule and the perks to come join this team. On the right-hand side,
and just as a quick interlude here, because we've got a lot of people joining us live today, I want to remind you guys that everything she just showed you from knockout questions and how to do it and apply different knockout questions, we talked about that in the first or second video. So there's a total walkthrough and training and strategy behind all of that. Sorry, Jen, go on.
Absolutely. No, you're totally right. There's definitely a proven sort of science or best practices, if you will, for the questions that we're asking on the right-hand side. So we're not just gathering basic information on this applicant, but we also are gathering things that are really helpful for us in terms of screening applicants so that we don't have to waste time picking up the phone and calling people that don't meet these basic types of requirements. So you can see here when Bella completed the application to my job, she's answering questions such as, have you attended a dog grooming training program, yes or no? I'm asking her why she decided to become a dog groomer. I'm asking her how many dogs she's comfortable with grooming a day. And then also some availability questions here about weekdays, weekends, mornings, afternoons, evenings, maybe how many hours she's looking to work per week, if she can safely lift up to 50 pounds without assistance. So these basic questions are definitely helpful just in terms of screening your applicants. So when Bella completed this application, it was real simple here. She submitted her application and then she landed into my Jazz HR account as a candidate where I could go ahead and start evaluating her. Bella, any chance that you happen to save the automated reply that you received from us once you had applied to our job?
I absolutely do. And here it is, you guys. Now, how cool is this? Like, you guys have to tell me that you're loving this, like, throughout the process, because I need that feedback. But this is what Jen sent to me. So she, as soon as I applied for the job, right, this is automatically what I get. So it says, and you guys feel free to like screenshot this and save this. Hi, Bella. Can't wait to have you. Oh, wait, this was actually, sorry, this was before we did it. She sent it to me and she said, can't wait to have you apply for my job. This will get the process started. Here's a live ad in the Sandbox account. Please fill it out as our candidate. And there's the link to it. And so that's how easy it is. And it's really cool, you guys, because when you have someone that you meet or they're like, oh, I'd really like to apply, you can easily send them the job and it dumps them right there. And so then like, that's exactly what they get. So it's pretty neat. Back to you, girlfriend.
Absolutely. Thank you. So here we are in, let's see here. Here we go back in the actual job, or I'm sorry, on Bella's candidate page here. And this is what her application looks like when we received it. I can show you that I do have an email on my end that went out to her, and it lets her know that we've received her resume. So letting her know, you know, thanks, we'll reach out if your qualifications are a match and so forth. So from here, from the employer's point of view, what you'd be doing is you'd be going to the profile. You would look at her resume, and clearly she is so incredibly qualified. We can tell right here by her resume. Bella's name speaks for herself, so I think no resume needed here. But you're going to have a resume there, and then you're going to have the answers to your job application listed here. So everything that we were asking of her, from her basic information on down to those questions about, you know, why she wanted to become a dog groomer and what her availability is, we can see all of that here. So that helps me know right away. Do I want to move forward with Bella? Absolutely. She meets my minimum qualifications. You know, I definitely want to move her forward. So from there, I had...
Before you move on, though, I want to point out really quickly that can you kind of draw attention to if any of those questions were cumbersome with the knockout? Like if I answered in the wrong way, you either A, would never have seen it, or B, it would be red. So you really quickly can draw your eye to it, you guys, and you can just kind of scan right down and be like, oh, well, there's a red flag there. And for whatever reason, maybe you didn't set the rules to kick it out, but it's still there, so it's good for you to know.
Absolutely. And I know we talked about that in one of our previous webinars too, but you do have the ability to either flag, just kind of bring it to your attention if someone gives you an answer that you don't really think is that great, or you can even elect to not see them at all and have them moved automatically via auto rejection, as we call it, to one of your reasons for not hiring someone. So absolutely perfect. Perfect. So as we move forward with our candidates, we would move them through a workflow process like we've talked about before in our previous sessions. And so for instance, at one point I had moved Bella to this stage called additional questions, in which case that automatically triggered a questionnaire to go to Bella. she received the request for this questionnaire to be filled out via email. And then I received her answers back here on June 25th. So I can share with you my screen, what that looks like. And we're asking a little bit more here about, if she's willing to care for both dogs and cats, and if she's available to work on holidays, and if she's comfortable administering medications if she needed to. So again, very helpful, customized questions that I can ask either when Bella applies to my job, or if I wanted to send her a questionnaire for maybe a different role I might consider her for as well too, like the case of this pet sitter job. So we might want Bella for both groomer and pet sitter, and she's answered those questions for me.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'm also gonna, I didn't get an actual screenshot of that, but I do want to show you guys what it is, and I'm actually going to be very, very Wild West here. Woo! I just showed you my entire screen to the whole entire world. Are you guys ready? Okay, so this is basically what it said. So I got this thing here. It said, "Hi, Bella Vasta," and I typed my name wrong. That was me, by the way, you guys. And it says, we'd like you to take a questionnaire so we can learn more about you and your talents. You'll find the link at the bottom of this email. And you guys, this is what you write, okay? So you figure out what you want to say there. And then it takes you, oh, well, I already completed the questionnaire, but it would take me there, and it's all branded. Up here is your actual logo. So I just think that looks pretty darn cool, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys that.
Absolutely, 100%. So that questionnaire helped me decide if I want to continue to move forward with Bella. And in that case, the next stage in my customized workflow, because again, this is going to match my process. Yours can obviously be different, but I could use a video interview. We actually bypassed the video interview this time because we felt Bella was just so qualified that we're ready to move forward with an actual face-to-face interview. So we went to that space. And I used a really, really helpful item that is a free integration into JazzHR, and that's with the self-scheduling platform called Calendly. So what happens with Calendly, if you're not familiar, is you can send an invitation to someone to schedule with you when you are available. Now, they don't see what is on your actual calendar. However, they do see what times you have available. So what I'm sharing with you right now is the email that I had sent to Bella, and this is asking her to go ahead and schedule from my self-scheduling link on Calendly a good time that works for her so that we can talk. And then it eliminates that back and forth about when you're available and when they are available. So when she received this email and then she went ahead and scheduled that appointment with me, I can show you that I received this email here into my my Gmail, and you can see this comes from Calendly. And this lets me know when Bella booked this call with me, which was our interview. And Bella,
Perfect.
how was your experience with scheduling on Calendly?
Yeah, it was so super simple, and I'm sorry I was clicking around there, and like I said, guys, bear with me because it's a lot to like be teaching and also clicking. On my end, I got the most, this simple thing, and you guys, you can type whatever you want here. I'd love to schedule a time to talk with you about the position. Can you please schedule a brief call with me using my self-scheduling link from Calendly? I look forward to hearing from you. It was right there. If any of you guys have ever used Calendly, it's so easy. It's also free. So this is a free integration that we actually talked about on our last training call that you guys, it's so simple to just integrate it. And when we're doing this, it's a click of a button, because before you would have to go into your email, you'd have to type up a new email, you'd have to remember what you did or go to someone else and copy and paste it. And here it's just, you just move into the next phase. It's that simple. And time is money, guys. We don't have time to sit here and sift through these emails and do this. And this is the coolest part of the process. So
yeah, absolutely. And just to give you a quick little preview of how easy that is for your candidates, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see something like this where you set up your calendar and you set up the amount of time you want to talk to someone, and you can see very clearly that you can pick a day and they can pick a time, but they don't see what's on your calendar. They only see available times that are available on your calendar. So it's very, very handy.
Yeah. It's, the whole thing is about making it easy, not only for you, the business owner, but also the applicant. And like Jen and I talked a lot about is that, the hiring market is going to be very volatile right now. There's going to be a lot of ebbs and flows, and it's really a employee market. It's going to be like, whose attention can I get as the employer? but then it's also who wants me the most or who's the easiest. And, I don't know if you guys have ever interviewed anywhere, but their interview process can tell you a lot about the company culture, and they can get you excited or they can turn you off. And this here is going to take people from going, oh, it's just a dog walking company, like I can walk dogs, to holy shnikes, these people are serious about what they do. And you're going to get those applicants that off the bat have so much respect for you because of what you're already doing before you've met them. Let that sink in, you guys, because that's a big deal.
Absolutely. Like you said, absolutely. Candidates can be like, what's the new shiny thing, So absolutely keep their attention, keep the ball moving forward. So in Jazz HR, as the employer, we arranged the time for the interview. And then over here on Bella's candidate profile here, you can see that I have a calendar or Calendly scheduled event. And we can see this was scheduled for June 29th at 3 p.m. Another great feature about Jazz HR is I was able to go ahead and launch an interview guide to complete for Bella. So interview guides in Jazz are a simple template so that you can have all your questions ready to go, ready for you to take notes. And that way you can make sure you're asking everyone the same thing. So for instance, when I wanted to go ahead and fill in Bella's interview guide from our interview together, you can see these are the notes that I've taken from her, and they're attached here forever. So I have them as history. So all in all, I gave Bella a pass. I thought she was really great. I decided I'm going to offer her the job. And I took some notes here on some of her answers about what she shared with me about her first dog as a pet and how that was growing up as a child, and then unfortunately, having the animal pass away when she was a teenager, and just her first animal, her first love. And then also why she decided to share with me on, going into dog grooming training, and how, she had a dog that needed grooming, but it just wasn't the best for that breed. And she recognizes that this was a problem in the field, and she wanted to be a part of the solution. So she went for that training. And then also we asked about, how to deal with pets that are anxious or afraid, and then some questions based on technique. But again, I'm ensuring that I'm asking her, just like everyone else, the same questions, and I have a place to store my notes. So you can see this is what I am accomplishing, again, on the employer side, as we're interviewing our candidates and deciding whether or not we want to move forward.
And I'd like to just jump in here and just kind of plant the seed that, especially this day and age, we want to make sure that we are treating everyone exactly the same, and that we're not discriminating, and that we're not, giving one person an easy interview and the others. And that's why we need to have a standardized system and a scoring system, and be able to recall what that is. Because what happens if right now there was a knock on your door and someone was saying, hey, yo, you discriminated against me in January and you should have hired me, and I think it was because of whatever. If you have no notes or no history to go back to other than your memory, you don't have a leg to stand on, guys. There's so many different HR and legalities, paperwork. And did you know that you need to hold on to an application for a minimum of 2 years once you get it? That's why I tell my clients not to get applications right off the bat, because it's a lot of responsibility. So with all of this, it'll really, really help. Dee is asking, how do you do this part? Jen, do you want to show her what part of Jazz HR that's in?
Sure. I'm wondering, Dee, if you are a current Jazz HR customer or if you're new to Jazz. But
she's a current customer.
Okay, great. So where you're going to first compose your list of questions is actually going to be underneath your settings here. So you would go to settings, and then notice on the left-hand side, interview guides. This is where you can create an interview guide. You add the list of questions the way that you want to ask them. And then when you go to actually utilize the interview guide, you're going to use that from that particular candidate profile. So if we go back to Bella here, and we go to her interviews tab, this is where we're going to store that information. This is also where you have the ability to schedule your interviews via either right on your calendar or by allowing the candidate self-schedule in Calendly, like we talked about. But this is also where you can launch your interview guide, or you could even quickly just add one sort of ad hoc here. So for instance, if I momentarily moved Bella back to the consider stage, now I'm going to have the ability to, let's see here. Oh, I already moved her to hired, so I'm sorry I can't show that for you. But nonetheless, what we're getting at here is there's going to be a button that says add interview guide. So even if you're just ready to go and you call that candidate on the phone and there's no scheduling involved because you already have, that person on the phone, you can just add an interview guide here on that appropriate workflow stage. And again, that's just going to be on the interviews tab. What that's going to do is allow you to then launch it. It's going to look a little bit like this. And this is what it looks like to start an interview guide, just to kind of jump in the weeds a little bit here and show you this sort of behind the scenes. When I was filling out the interview guide, I'm filling out something like this, and then it would have the list of questions. Now for Bella, I filled out the dog groomer interview guide. This is the pet sitter interview guide, which I have not yet added questions to, but nonetheless, this is what it's going to look like for you when you fill it out. You can easily view the candidate's resume and even look back at the job details while you are talking to your candidate. So it's meant to be easy, so you're only looking at one screen while you're interviewing the candidate.
You guys, I want to drive home 2 points. One, this is Jen and her whole team's job. Like you get an hour with them when you first start. So if any of this feels like, oh my gosh, my brain's turning off, I can't make decisions right now, this is what that 1 hour of support comes with that they give because you're part of a posse. Okay.
That's right.
You're part of us. That's like the cool kid club, I like to call it. Okay. It's also why we have this down here, because I've got 2 free things for you. One is an actual 3-hour class, a 3-part series that will help you figure out what your job descriptions, what your hiring ads, all that stuff should be. And it breaks it down and gives you guides. But it's also to get the hookup should you decide to move forward. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that with these interview guides, so not only is it so that, you can keep everyone copacetic and everyone the same, right? But it's also, guys, like I said so many times, I help you scale from 6 to 7 figures. The only way you can do that is if you remove yourself and you start having a team around you. And when you have a team around you, you don't want it to be, this person I was with in Dallas doing an all-day intensive last week said, well, I hire him because, I just have a feeling. I have a feeling. And I know I used to do that. And I know some of you listening probably agree with that. Am I right? Tell me in the comments. But the thing is that we can't hire off of a feeling. We need to have it step by step like this. And so being able to house your interview questions in here is like a gold mine. And it's also like when we get these questions in our groups and it's like, what should I ask someone on an interview? I'm like, well, we should front load this. What stage of the interview are you in? What are you asking about? Are you testing for trustworthiness right now? Or are you just seeing what their knowledge is about pets and their background? Or are you trying to find out if they are trainable and they're moldable? So it really depends on all of those different things. And Dee, I love that you said, you haven't used it yet, because that's also the coolest thing. And I always encourage everyone to use your technology to the fullest. So that might mean, even if you're a current client, to give Jazz HR a call or reach out to Jen and be like, hey, can we go over this and make sure I'm using it to the fullest of its capabilities? Because it is daunting. And sometimes when you first start, you just get in at bare minimum. Tracy says Jazz HR has made her hiring so much easier than sending ads to Indeed and other sites all piecemeal, which is totally, totally right. So you guys, I want to remind you again, just go ahead and JumpyBot, you have to be on the Jump Consulting Facebook page. If you're watching on any other group right now, because we are syndicating this broadcast to a lot of places, you have to come to facebook.com/Jump Consulting. That's where you can type in Jazz, and then you'll see what happens. All right, so let's get back into this whole flow, because we're not done yet, guys. And I hope you guys are liking this. And please type in all of your questions or comments or wonders. There's no silly question, right? Because Jen and I will totally answer those as soon as we get through the rest of this. So Jen, I'm going to throw it back to you, because you're
okay.
Side, and I'm good at doing these squirrel moments.
Awesome. So far we've talked about what it looks like, when your job is posted, and then what it looks like when you receive a candidate, and kind of how on Bella's side, what that candidate experience is like and how easy you can make it, which really makes you look so professional, makes you stand out above the rest, and when you are definitely competing for those qualified candidates. So in this case with Bella, we just showed you how to, launch that interview guide, make sure sure that you're asking those questions, you're storing the answers in the same place so you can always access them. And again, so that you're not going from memory or this gut feeling, because gut feelings are for playing slots at the casino. They're not for running your business. And right.
Wait a minute. Can someone write that in the comments for us right now? Please, Tracy, can you write that in the comments, or Dee? Write in the comments. I am making a graphic of that. That is great. That's great. Okay, go on.
Absolutely. So you're doing what a good business owner wants to do, and that's evaluating all the decisions you have to make, including the people that you're hiring and representing your brand and providing your services. So here we are with Bella, and she blew us away. Her interview was great. I'm fully confident in her abilities, her passions, her motivations. So at that point, I moved her out of Consider, and I wanted to send her an offer. Now, there's a lot of features in Jazz HR, depending on what plan you go with in Jazz. You may or may not have electronic signatures, but there is a pro plan. We offer electronic signatures, where I was able to send Bella an offer letter through Jazz HR so that she could electronically sign that. So I actually sent that to her. I'm going to show you what it looks like on my side, and then hopefully Bella might have some screenshots on her side, but I want to show you what it looked like when I composed that and put it together here. So let's go ahead and download the offer letter. This is stored on her Documents tab. I've generated it, which means I plugged in all this information regarding her job title, what her compensation is going to be on an hourly basis. And this is essentially what she has received from me. So this is my offer letter. And again, we have her position in here, her start date. So I'm really hoping you're available on Monday to start for me, Bella, and your hourly rate. Awesome. So when I sent this to her, she received this by email, and it was requesting an electronic signature. Did you happen to see that and have the ability to sign that yet, Bella?
Yes, I have that for you. So this is what I saw on my end, you guys. I'm going to kind of bring this back down. Okay, so this is the offer that I got. Now, where this icon is, that's where your logo would be. And like I said, feel free to steal this stuff, you guys. You want to take this for your own, go for it. It's free to have at it. So this is what I got on my end. And then I also, let's see, there's so many things over here. And in my inbox, this is what it looked like. Welcome to our team. Please sign the new hire paperwork, and then see the offer letter. And then this is all what it just looked like in our whole thread, so I saw this is where it's coming from. When we got the new hire paperwork, let's see, after the interview, there's so many of them. This is welcome to our team. Please sign your new hire paperwork. You guys, this is golden, because when I used to have my company, I used to have to have them print out all this stuff and bring it to the orientation, and their printer was broken, or they didn't have it filled out yet, or all this stuff. And at the end of the day, what would you do with that stuff anyways? You would scan it back into your system, and you would shred all of their stuff. So this is literally bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. It's so easy and seamless, because you don't have to think about it. And the applicant is already used to this shoo, 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 shoo. It's not giving them a problem, which is, well, here's our new client. Here's our new employee packet. It's 20 pages. Please print it. Please fill it all out and bring it to the front. Ouch. It's not a good experience. And they might actually get to that stage. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this. I've talked to some of you who have. And then all of a sudden they ghost you. Oh my gosh, I thought they were the best applicant. They were so great. They were perfect for me. But what we didn't realize is that we were putting off a skunk stink. We were stinking to them. All of a sudden, we just flipped the script, and it was so easy and nice and smooth. But then they were oh. And guys, this is what's going to happen in this job market today, because people are looking to be impressed and fond all over. And it's weird. It sounds weird, but we have to acknowledge that and play to it. And with this, it was just so beautiful and so easy. This is another screenshot I also had, Jen, from you. And it was a thank you. It was a thank you for the interview. It says, "Hello, Bella." I'm going to read this because I know some of you might be on your phones. "Hello, Bella. Thanks for taking talking with me earlier this week. I really enjoyed our interview. It is very clear to me that you have such a love for animals, and I'm so excited to offer you a position of full-time dog groomer. I certainly hope you choose to accept my offer. Stay tuned, as I'll be sending a formal offer letter to you soon in the next few days with all the details. If you accept, then I will follow up with new hire paperwork for you to easily and conveniently electronically sign. Now, so what she did is she just set the scope for me, you guys. She showed me and said, okay, this is what you can expect. Watch your box. So she didn't leave me hanging, wondering if I got the job or not. So it was really like hand holding, you know? And then I probably should have taken a screenshot of this, but I didn't. I'm just going to hold up my phone. It says, hello. I also got a text message from her. And she said, hello, Bella, this is Jen at Jump Pet Sitting. I'm super pumped to extend you an offer of employment with us. Please check your email, as I sent you both an offer letter and some new hire paperwork for you to conveniently fill out electronically. Thank you. This is the text message I got. And it's great because, again, you guys, what this is doing is it's seamlessly creating an experience for these new hires coming on board with you. And guess what? They're going to be so excited. They're going to be excited to work with you because they're like, this isn't a mom and pop company who can't afford to pay me, or who might just not pay me because they don't know how to manage money. They're going to also be like, this isn't just a dog walking position. They're going to have an extreme amount of respect for you because you're so organized and professional throughout this process. You guys, your hiring process does say something about you. I ask you to think about, what does it say? And I'm going to leave that there with that silence.
I couldn't agree more with you, Bella. Very well said. I couldn't agree more.
Stephanie got it. Gut feelings are for casinos, not for running your business.
I love it. Trademark.
I love it. I love it so much. And Dee, she said she could only remember it. That's a replay thing. That's okay, because Stephanie came through, girl. Stephanie, you get a gold star. Dee said she's definitely going to call Jen because she's definitely missing out on some of those final steps. Awesome. Girl, we're going to hook you up. And you guys, you know, you can always DM me, or you can email me, bella@jumpconsulting.net. I'll hook you up with them. Like, don't be like, I don't know where to go, or I got you. Mama Bear's got you. And then she says she loves the streamlined process. Jen, I just love your software.
I love that you love it, and I love our customers, and it is it's honestly really easy to use. We highlighted a couple of things that are not, in every account, like the electronic signatures. You can add that on, or you can go with the pro plan that has it. But if you are with us already and you don't have these features and you want to add them, we'll walk you through the process. If you reach out to me and I go ahead and upgrade your plan to give you new features, I will personally train you. I'm happy to give you my time, happy to make sure that you succeed in the software. Yeah. And even the texting feature, you guys, it's so amazing. We actually just made brand new updates to it that make it even easier to use than before. Yeah. So if you haven't used it yet, consider giving it a try. Let us know. It's very, very inexpensive. We have wonderful plans for it. So, reach out. Let's have a conversation, learn more. You have nothing to lose by learning more about how you can better your business.
Totally. And automate it and save time. I want to address the text messaging really quick. Oh, Dee, I love you. Thank you. That means so much to me. She says she loves how Bella's been there for her when she needed the DM. Much appreciated. Yeah, that's really important to me, you guys. Like, any company that I get behind or I tell you to go use, one, I've already used it myself, and two, I have a relationship with them. Jen knows, she knows I'll be barking up her tree if or hey, yo, did you get that? That's never actually happened. But we have a relationship where, I can help foster that. It's not that happens and then, you don't have to struggle alone. Does that make sense? But I want to tell you guys about this texting feature, because when Jazz first came out with this, I was like, dude, I have a phone and I have text messaging. I don't need that. That's dumb. Oh man, I was so wrong. And I'll admit when I'm wrong. I've actually had a couple of my mastermind members add on this feature. And you guys, I have to tell you that it's one of the reasons why she can hire someone within 2 days. It's one of the reasons why she's never a hostage in her business. I talked about this earlier on one of my Facebook Lives where, you know, have you ever been in that position or dread being in that position of, I can't let them go because then that means I'm going to be doing all the work, or I have too much and I need someone new and I don't know how to hire, or I can't hire that fast, or it's going to take 6 weeks to hire someone. This text message feature, along with being able to streamline this, like boom, 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 like these phases, like you do 3 or 4 phases in a day. And it also tells you how connected that other person is because you're not having to wait to get home to go send them the next thing or go copy paste something that takes forever. But with this text message feature, what it does is you can use it at different stages. And while we showed you the stage of, she said, oh, you know, I've sent you the hire paperwork. You also, one of my clients in the mastermind, she uses it when she's really interested in an applicant right at the very beginning. So she's like, I loved your application. Stand by because I'm going to be sending you into the next phase. And it's just like I'm your cheerleader. And imagine if you're sitting there, guys, and if you've ever applied, it is the most depressing thing ever because you feel like you're not good enough anywhere because everyone's telling you what you need to be and you must be this and you must have that and you and you're just like, and so if you get a text message all of a sudden from someone and they're like, I loved your application. I'm so excited about you. Stand by. I'm sending you to the next phase. Automatically, you're like, did she email me yet? Did she email me yet? Like, you get excited about it, guys. Just, it'll really, really help. And again, why not just from my phone? Well, it doesn't work out. You guys ever dated anybody that you had to block? We don't want to block them in our business. So this helps create a little bit of that anonymity, so that you're not actually giving that out or breaking those boundaries. And so that if it's not just you and it's the rest of your team, you all can have one central located system to see if they've texted you back or what you've sent to them. And it's not this whole thing that's only on your phone and only you know it. You know, so remember, we're all about streamlining and processing. Is that a word?
It is now.
Yeah. Sarah says she has her call on Friday after listening to you ladies. I'm really excited to learn what you can do. Sarah, it's like bomb.com, girl. I just talked to Sarah yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you guys, if you have any other questions, go ahead and post them on this feed. This video is going to be replayed and replayed and replayed, and I'm actually going to be putting it out as an advertisement. I'll just tell you, so you're probably going to see it on your feed. Share it into any other groups that you know about. Just go ahead and press that share button and tell your friends about it because truly, I mean, I think you guys have helped over 250 pet sitting companies and pet sitting and dog walking companies thus far. So, and I've been with you guys for 2 years and I've hired, like I said, my own nannies off of it in addition to, like, you know, designers and executive assistants. So it's beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have really liked seeing the whole back and forth part of the process and understand that it's like underwear. Everyone's process is going to be different, okay? But if you need some inspiration here, you can feel free to go back and watch the replay, screenshot it, take some of the words that Jen's created. When you sign up in my posse, which is jumpconsulting.net/jazzhr, or you go ahead and JumpyBot will show it to you. You actually get a hiring ad and you get knockout questions and you get $100 off. Like, you're welcome. And I don't mean to sound cocky that way, but it's like, it's exciting, you guys. It's totally, totally exciting. And if you have any questions, you just reach out to me. Where do the job ads appear? I'm going to let you take that one, Jen.
That's a great question, Cynthia. They go to about 20 different job boards, so you can rely on them going to, you know, the most popular ones everyone knows about, like Indeed, Google, Facebook, ZipRecruiter, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. There's a number of others as well, but you do get exposure on those most popular job boards.
Yeah, and the pretty cool thing is that when you go into your dashboard on JazzHR, you can see, and we talked about this in the first video, which ones are performing on which channel the best. And then you can also see how many people actually saw it and then how many people converted. So that's really cool because, like, on the middle plan, you can post as many jobs as you want. So, I mean, like, test it. Like, post 10 different jobs if you want and just tweak different things and see, like, what's working, you know? Teresa asks, where can she find the other trainings, which is a super question. So I'm going to go Renegade again, and I'm going to share my screen, and I am going to show you, share, the this is the Jump Consulting Facebook page. Whoops. And right here, you can see I pressed the video tab and I have playlists on here. So this playlist right here is Jazz HR trainings. This one will be added to it. So you can watch all of them just right here. That's as easy as it gets. Nice and simple. And I try to like consider it like a library for you. Let me, there we go. I don't know who this person is. I think they have not given us StreamYard ability to see their name. Is the Jazz working? Yes. However, you have to go to the Jump Consulting Facebook page and find the feed, because JumpyBot is not allowed to cross the street. So JumpyBot does not work in any of the other groups. He only works if you type that in on the original feed, which is facebook.com/Jump Consulting. Find this video and then type right underneath it. You'll see a whole bunch of other people typing there too. Cynthia says, okay, great. You guys ask any questions you have. We can filibuster here for a minute or two, and we're happy to just either answer questions or troubleshoot or brainstorm or whatever it might be, okay? Teresa says, awesome, good. I'm glad I was able to help you with that, girl. We really want to be here to support you. Eventually, you're also going to see we're going to turn all these videos, me and my team, into a blog so that it's almost all dictated so that you can read it, and if you can't watch it for whatever reason. And I really want to be here to support you guys. Like, your success is my success. Like I said, I help you scale from 6 to 7 figures. And the major way you do this is by having a team with you. This is not only for dog walkers and pet sitters. If you're looking for that new office manager, guys, if you're looking for a designer, if you're I want to make you expand your mind to, if we're looking for a designer or a website person, oftentimes we go to Upwork or Craigslist or post on Facebook. But guys, this is something that you also can post on your Jazz HR too. And you could say, I'm looking for a new web designer to redo my website. And then you can have a whole, create your own phases and questions. You can do all of this for it. If you're a mom at home and you need a nanny, you could do what I do and do a whole nanny ad. There's no limit when you're on the middle or the higher plan. The bottom plan, there's a limit to 3. But I mean, just think about all the things that you could source once you already have this. Why not? Why not make your life easier? Violet asks, can you talk more about the tools available for you after you pick a candidate? This is platform for just hire. Is this platform just for hiring?
That's a great question, Violet. So being an ATS, an applicant tracking system, again, what you're going to do is post those jobs, and then you're going to receive your candidates. You're going to work with them, communicate with them. Now, what happens when you decide you want to move forward with a candidate and they become your employee? Well, you're probably, paying them. You probably have a payroll platform. Maybe before you start paying them, you run a background check. These are different types of things that Jazz HR does not have as a product. That's not our area. However, we partner with a number of amazing software partners, integration partners, I should say, that offer those products. And then the two systems can talk to one another very, very easily. So if you have an HRIS, if you have a timekeeping system, if you have a payroll platform, we have a number of them. You can actually visit our marketplace, which is marketplace.jazzhr.com, and you could see a number of tech providers that we do partner with there if you want to use a platform for after you make your hire. Absolutely. I encourage you to check it out.
So the way that would work, just to make sure everyone's caught up to that, and keep your questions coming, you guys, is that after you do that new hire paperwork and you get them all on board, the next natural thing is you got to get them hooked up with payroll. So Paychex, ADP, whoever it might be. And so what Jen is saying is that you can still have this back and forth communication through Jazz HR, because the APIs, I hope I'm saying this right, the APIs connect. And so without having to send them elsewhere, you can kind of keep that cycle churning, which just only helps make things go faster. And then you would go over to ADP or whatever, but that initial setup can all be housed right there. So how great is that from an internal operations standpoint, or from I don't want to say customer service, but a new hire experience, right? And it really just says a lot about you.
And absolutely, any business, just to kind of chime in on that, you're going to have different tools for different pieces of your business. You probably have some type of accounting tool, right? You're going to have payroll. So why not go with solutions that talk to one another and make your job a little easier by, not being so siloed in your business practices and have things be a little more streamlined. So definitely please check out our marketplace.
I love that so much. Dee, you have a really good question. I'm going to take this a couple different places. Dee asks, I'm trying to figure out a good way to include the applicant doing the pet first aid during the onboarding process. Any tips on where to have this in the phases? So, and Jen, I'd love to hear your opinion too. First thing I'm thinking of is have them schedule a 2-hour Calendly. And it's not something you actually have to show up to, but I'm saying that I'm going to commit to going online and taking this course, right? As many of you might know, Pet Care Team Training is about to launch within the next month, which is 13 specific, streamlined, simple videos that are professionally produced by one of YouTube's best e-learning video editors out there. I'm so excited. And that's also going to be a training, and Pet Pro Hero is also going to be integrated into that too. So this whole training process, Dee, I'm going to walk you through this in the mastermind because it's going to be, we can definitely work it into it. The caveat to this is that everyone is going to be slightly different because remember I said like it's kind of like wearing underwear. Some people are going to want different styles. So it absolutely is possible you could do it with a Calendly integration and say, what 2 hours are you going to sit down and do this? Or you could say, we have to have this done by July 7th. Will you agree to have this taken care of and send this to me? Or can you upload this document by this date or something? Or your conditional hiring offer is only if and you send us your certificate of completion for this course. You could have a whole bunch of different ways that you integrate that into the sending and receiving of the information through Jazz HR. It just really depends on how you want to do it. I would highly recommend, because there's not a one size fits all, that when you're talking to Jen and she's showing you some of those other features, ask her where you should slide that in. Because once she can see your whole process, I'm sure she would have, and now I'm talking like you're not even here, but I'm sure she would have some good ideas on that.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And I like what that's showing us though, that you're really thinking about how much more you can throw in there. And I mean, this really is like everything in the kitchen sink. It's not like this is, and that's the part that kills me, you guys, when people see Jazz HR and they think, oh, well, I can just post on Indeed. And I'm like, you're totally missing like 99% of what Jazz HR does, because that's not what they do. Like there's so much more that it can support you with.
Absolutely. If you're posting to Indeed, then that's where the buck stops with your job ad. It doesn't go beyond that, right? So you're missing out tools, you're missing out on automation, and definitely all the other wonderful things that we've talked about so far.
Absolutely. You guys, thank you so much for spending your time here with us today. Jen, thank you for doing this 4-series thing. It took so many meetings together, and I know it took you and your team a lot of work and like back end work to create these processes specifically for these videos and to create that sandbox account, the dummy account that we've been playing in the past couple of videos. And I just really appreciate your dedication to helping the pet sitting and dog walking industry. You guys have just been superior, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, you guys, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me or to Jen, or I can connect you with Jen. And don't forget to type in the secret word down there so you can get 2 awesome things from JumpyBot. Have a great day, and remember, when life gets you down, always keep jumping.